What's up, you guys? My name is JK and I'm not just kidding. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the things that you should expect or things you should know before you move to Columbus, Georgia. I was born and raised here. I've only moved away like twice. That was my adult life. But for the most part, I can tell you some stuff about this city. So stay tuned if you want to know more. I don't know if you're moving here. I don't know if you just want to know. I don't know your circumstance or situation, but I'm just going to keep it real with you. These are just things that I've experience, or just things I feel like people should know if they're moving here. Just heads up kind of thing. Looking out for you, Everybody knows everybody. And when I say that, I mean it. Even if you don't know you know somebody, you know them. You could be having a conversation with somebody you've never met. You've both lived here your whole life. There is a high chance that if y'all are dating, one or the other, one of you has dated the other person's friend or somebody that they know at some point, because it's literally impossible to just not have shared. And I mean, I don't mean that sexually, I mean that's a thing too, but I mean just simply talking to somebody or dating somebody, especially if you meet on social media. If y'all are from the same city, there's a high chance that one of your friends has messed with that person, or that one of that person's friends has messed with you, and like these love triangles and entanglements and stuff happen. But for the most part, everybody knows everybody, so don't be shocked when you put two and two together. You meet two different people in two completely parts of the city, two different scenes, and they know each other, or they're related, or something like that. So beware. Literally everybody knows everybody, which also means that it's likely that your business, and I wouldn't say depending on the business, the news or the information you share with certain people could possibly get to somebody that you don't even know, or somebody you do know. But if it's something you don't want people to know, don't share it with anybody that you don't trust, especially whatever. Even if you trust that person, just be prepared for you to hear that same thing, if not telephoned or twisted. When you hear it, you're gonna hear it, so be prepared for that. We just got roundabouts like 3-4 years ago, so we're still getting used to them. I personally know how to work a roundabout. However, a lot of the people here that are not used to driving like that, they still don't know what they're doing. So just be on the lookout. Anytime you approach a roundabout, approach with caution. And I mean like extreme caution, because there's a high chance that there might be a little mix up and somebody didn't know where they were going. So yeah, we just got used to, we're still getting used to the roundabouts. Blinkers do not exist. And again, I am good about my blinker, but for the most part, as a universal driving culture, every city has their own way of driving. So, when you come from out of town, it's like everybody just has kind of gotten used to or adapted to driving to work around each other. But people don't use blinkers here. Like, for the most part, blinkers do not exist. And unfortunately, that's, a thing that grinds my gears. But it's a thing, so just beware. If somebody doesn't put on their blinker, they probably haven't used a blinker in like years. So hopefully it changes. That's something that's not, I'm definitely not saying that's a good thing, but just beware, okay? Beware. Nobody wants to openly admit that they are from here. And when I say nobody, I don't mean everybody, but a lot of people, if you ask them if they're from here, they're going to use, let me say this, okay? We're close to a military town. A lot of the people that are here now were likely raised from like military background. Most of them, not all of them. But they weren't born here. They were born, somewhere overseas or some different state or whatever. And then they moved here immediately after. So people will cling to the fact that they were not actually born here, because nobody wants to be from here, which again is a sad thing. If you ask somebody where they're from, they're probably not going to say Columbus, Georgia, even if they've lived here since they were like 2 and they're like 30. So yeah, be like, were you born here? If you want to know for like, if that even matters to you. If where you're from means like where were you born or whatever, be specific, or ask them like, oh, were you born here, or when did you move here, type stuff, because nobody wants to openly admit that they are from Columbus, Georgia. And you can't tell me I'm lying, because I mean, I'll do it, because I've been places, I've seen places. But people that are here and never really left, they just don't like to claim the city for whatever reason, even though they've been here their whole lives. But yeah, that's the thing. Some of the homeless people here don't really be homeless. And I just peeped this. I'm 26, aging myself. I'm 26, and a lot of the times I've seen, or oftentimes, you'll like any city, you'll see like certain homeless people on certain corners or certain areas, because they know where they can get the most money, or they know where traffic is heavy, just like drug dealers or whoever. You go where business is flourishing, supply and demand type stuff. So a lot of the homeless people, or people that stand on the corner and ask for money, they have a home. They just know that people are coming in, especially there's what's called the 13th Street Bridge, and that's like the gateway between Phoenix City and Columbus. Let me sidetrack real quick. That was another one of my points. Phoenix City, Alabama is pretty much the same thing as Columbus, Georgia. So if somebody says they're from Phoenix City or Columbus or whatever, they've lived in both of those cities back and forth, like myself especially. I've lived in Phoenix City, Alabama for pretty much equivalent to Columbus if I'm really thinking about it now. If you drive more than 5 minutes either direction, you're probably going to end up in Phoenix City. Well, not south, because that's Fort Benning, which is a military base. So if you know about the 13th Street Bridge in downtown in that area, that's where most of the homeless people are, because that's where like the people with more money from out of town, they, do business there. They, go to pleasure, eat, hang out, clubs and stuff, are what's on called Broadway, which is downtown. It's the street right off of 13th Street into Columbus from Phoenix City, Alabama. So it's the traffic. Basically, it's an area very congested. A lot of businesses, people that have a little bit more money. So you're going to see a lot more homeless people there. And then that's like the part of our city that's the most attractive. It's like the Riverwalk is the like biggest attraction of not really the city, but I would say that area, just because there's so much along. There's what's called Broadway again, and then the Riverwalk is along Broadway, or Broadway is along the Riverwalk. So you have your little dates, you go eat, you go walk the river. A lot of events and things happen out there. People whitewater raft. It's a big attraction when it comes to our city. So basically, like I'm saying, or what I'm saying is, if you see somebody standing on the side of the road and their sign says hungry, that doesn't mean they're homeless. They're probably just hungry, which, again, is a sad thing. However, don't just assume those people are homeless, because a lot of them are not. They actually live in, I wouldn't say nice houses, but it's like far from what you think. And again, don't jump down my throat, because I'm not saying some of them are not homeless, which I'm sure they are. But I'm saying it's not safe to assume all of them are, because they're not. If your thing is like strictly giving to the homeless, some of those people are not homeless. So be on the lookout for that for sure. It is virtually impossible to get a decent, full-time, nice paying job with benefits here that's not in a call center. A lot of women, even men now, will flock to the call center, because that's like one of the most guaranteed or most secure forms of a career or a job here in Columbus. Unless you're in the medical field, because that's a field that's also thriving here, like nursing and, pretty much anything in the nursing field, CNA, medical assistant, billing, coding and billing, that's a thing too. And you often find like women in call, or people in call centers do both. They're probably pursuing a degree in that field and working in the call center, or, they've already done that with their medical degree and they're in the call center right now to kind of make money to get by, whatever the case may be. But if you're looking for something like that's different and, whatever, if you're talented, I definitely say there are opportunities. There are so many opportunities here, and that all kind of depends on networking. Networking is huge in this city, no matter what your field is, entertainment, business, corporate. You have to network here, because it's literally about who you know. It's nice to have an education in the background. That'll get you there, but once they, the people who peep that you have this gift or, these talents, that's when stuff starts to happen. So most likely if you are coming here looking for work, it's going to be very difficult if you're looking for something outside of the call center or, like a customer service environment. We have at least 50 local rappers. And a lot of people make a joke out of this. I think it's a beautiful thing, just because I'm into that. I like the rap scene or the music scene. A lot of my friends are entertainers, whether they're actually vocal or they're playing an instrument, producers, people doing film, photographers, just, the arts, artists, wide variety. However, we have a lot of local rappers, and here, honestly, it's kind of a thing. If you didn't venture out, you're not from here, you're not going to get as much, like love off rip. Like, you have to do something big here, because everybody's kind of trying to do the same thing. And so the competition is kind of high, which often leads to, envy and people just not getting along, and like people not thinking that they have a fair shot, and like just trying to climb the ladder, and hurt other people, along the way. But for the most part, the people that are truly talented have, ventured off, and they've met people and they've networked and they've come back and, collab with other local artists, but you can tell who those people are. So basically what I'm saying is, if your career is being and I say this jokingly, but it's really, I'm being dead ass. If your career is like in music and stuff like that, you might have a hard time like standing out, which means I'm telling you to stand out, come with your A game. If you're just interested in this city because of your music, you know, this video should help you like learn how to, well, no, I mean, you just got to know your audience. And then it also depends on your content, because there's good music and then there's like everybody fucks with you, so we're going to support you. And here it's a lot of that second one. So yeah, we have a lot of people kind of doing the same thing, because a lot of people are friends and everybody knows each other, and the birds of a feather flock together, or whatever that saying is. So yeah, that's really a thing here, local rappers. Yeah. When it comes to local news, Colin Scroggins on Facebook, this is like not an official thing, but this is just my opinion. If you don't, whenever you're seeing this video right now, it's I think July 11, 2021. Whenever you see this video, I'm hoping, you know, if now or 3 years later, Colin Scroggins is going to be huge, because this is a kid, a very young kid, I think he's like 14 or 15, that reports local news in the Tri-City area, not just Columbus, but Columbus, Phoenix City, you know, LaGrange, Fort Benning, you know, Ladonia, Auburn, all around. And he is more reliable, in my opinion. I wouldn't say more, well, yeah, at this point, more reliable and more fair, and more ethically and politically correct. Well, maybe not politically, but Colin is like the fucking shit. He's better than the local news that's on TV and all of that, because, you know, they've gotten their, you know, they're famous, they're big, they're professional, and so they don't really consider some things, and they don't have that relationship and don't have the respect of a lot of people, a lot of the citizens of Columbus. But Colin is this kid that's doing this thing on Facebook, you know. He's still in school. It's not like he's, you know, ventured off into this fantasy. He's legit, like. So I don't know when this video is gonna come out, but I wanted to give Colin his shout out, because Colin, you the man, and anybody that knows me knows I fuck with Colin. I be on Facebook like, oh, Colin posted. But yeah, thanks, Colin. Basically, I'm saying you don't need basic TV if it's just for the news, because you can go to Facebook and Colin is probably on it right when it happens. Big ups. Alright, I actually made a whole list, and it was a long list, but I'm not going to make this video too long because, you know, editing and stuff like that. But thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped you get an idea of what it's like here. Don't, you know, think I'm giving, hopefully I'm not giving like a negative connotation when it comes to my city, because it's a beautiful city. You know, there's a lot to do here now. Even, you know, there's a little bit of everything. You may have to travel outside, you know, frequently to get your diversity in that fix, but for the most part, everybody, it's a small town that is kind of working on being more industrial and, you know, more modern and more with the time. So there's a lot going on here, a lot of stuff being built. By the time you see this video, it could be like 2-3 years later, and it could be a whole different city. But in the moment, crime rate is really high. You know, job market is not the best, because we're in a pandemic, or near the end, hopefully, of a pandemic. So this is just what's happening now. But again, overall, it's a beautiful, beautiful city full of many opportunities. Just, you know, be careful when it comes to who you are around. You network when you date, because if you have the mentality of, you know, this single individual that's willing to just travel and like focus on their career and whatever it is important, you will thrive here. But if you're somebody that's looking to get into relationships and deal with people more, be more social, you need to be careful, because, you know, that kind of, there's that mix, you know. I hope that makes sense. But it doesn't even matter, because you take it if you want it and you throw away the rest, right? Again, thank you so much for watching. I'm always very grateful for anyone that watches my content, because it keeps me going, man. I watch it probably more than you do, but it's okay, because what are we here for? But no, subscribe to my channel if you are not already. You don't have to, but if you wanna and you're gonna watch my videos, you should totally subscribe. And then like it, you know, just because likes look good on videos and stuff like that. And then just in case somebody tries to dislike it, we can offset it for whatever reason, because people really be hating for no reason. Leave me some comments if you are from Columbus, Georgia, or, you know, if you're thinking about moving here, you have some things to throw in, do that. And yeah, man, that was all I had. Again, I hope I didn't leave a bad impression for my city. But like I said, it's a great city, and if you're coming, or you're, you know, thinking about coming, I welcome you. We welcome you. You know, come do your thing. Make a change, or just come here and chill, because it's a pretty chill town too. So I hope you all are having a great day, great year, great week, great month. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.